Hello, Todd Long, HomeAdvantagePartners.com, coming to you today with some more real estate news. So I've been saying for several years now, as this real estate market has really tightened up inventory-wise, that until we get some additional inventory in the market or buyers stop buying at the pace they are currently buying, we're going to continue to see prices go up in most of our market. Now, just to take a step back here, I'm talking about the first-time home buyer market, your move-up market. We're still seeing a little bit of softness in the upper market above $2 million. Still having some issues with sales, but overall the market's definitely on the rise. So, and I firmly believe that's a supply and demand issue. When you have low supply and high demand, you're going to have prices rise. And the only way we get supply really is to have new construction. And although we are seeing a lot of dirt turn, we certainly are not seeing the amount of dirt turn we need in this particular market around the Charlotte metropolitan area. Totally different story in other parts. Florida, I'm hearing that some parts of Florida have had some oversupply already. But not really the point of this particular video. So I was reading a story this morning. Actually, I listened to a video by Mike Maloney, who is a guy I really respect, a gold bug per se. But he's expecting an economic crash, and he gave some thoughts about how real estate might be the catalyst for that. And he referenced an article on a website called drhousingbubble.com, D-O-C-T-O-R. So you know what the slant of this particular website is that we're in a housing bubble. And then that was from July 15th, 2016, that article, if you want to look it up. And it was talking about the big hedge funds like Blackstone, America's Home for Rent, some of those that were buying up properties like crazy in 2012, 2013, 14. But they really have stopped buying up properties, I noticed, in the last year or two. And I was having this conversation with some friends of mine in real estate about this about a week ago. So interesting reading this article, and it talks about how Blackstone has now started selling their properties, offering their properties for sale to tenants that are actually in their properties. And this particular article was referencing a Bloomberg article where they interviewed one of these tenants, and the tenant had some credit challenges in the past, had a bankruptcy, and it was a while back, got that cleared up. They had a short sale, probably in the downturn, 2007, 2008, like a lot of people did, and then got that fixed, and credit score in the mid-600s, so can qualify pretty close to qualifying for a normal mortgage these days. Well, Blackstone is offering for her to buy the house that she is in, and the financing is going through their mortgage company. Brilliant, in my opinion, on their part. That they're using their own financial instruments to do this. They've already used their financial instruments to buy up the property, and now they're going to use their own mortgage company to sell the property. They'll sell that mortgage into the secondary market and be able to go do some more mortgages. And then also they're, I don't love this, but they're not having to use a real estate agent to do this, so the buyer has no clue that they should actually, do an investigation of it. They could actually get Blackstone to probably pay some closing costs and things like that. They just think it's a great deal. They're able to buy the house that they are actually currently in. So, what's interesting about this is not necessarily going to cause any supply into the market. Everybody was concerned when Blackstone, America's Home for Rent, and all these people were buying up all these properties that their intention was to sell them back into the market, but they're not even putting them on the market. They're just planning on selling these properties to the tenants that are already in the property, and they'll just do it over the next couple of years. They're doing a credit application on these people before they even put them into the house, so they know if they have the ability to buy a house or not buy a house when they move them in as a tenant, or if they have the ability in the next couple of years to buy a house or not buy a house. So it's going to be very interesting to watch this scenario play out with Blackstone and America's Home for Rent, some of these other companies. But I think it's going to be, it might shift the balance. We're at the lowest point we've ever been in history since the 1970s, I think, for American home ownership. And this could shift that balance away from the rental and a little bit stronger on the home ownership rate. But it's never going to show up in the NAR statistics. It's never going to show up on our MLS. It's only going to show up when people actually do a detailed search of the tax records and notice that a property has gone from being a investment property to a owner-occupied property. So it could be years before this actually shows up in any statistics. But you heard it here first. Todd Long, HomeAdvantagePartners.com. If there's anything we can do to help you with your real estate needs, if you need to buy a home, sell a home, or invest in real estate, we certainly can help you with that. And we are also on a talent search. So if you know anybody that's looking to get into real estate, please have them contact us. Have a great week.